if I were a composer or a writer or a poet, I would adopt the same attitude. I would listen to my inner world and see that the work of art has to emerge somehow. I couldn't compose it. It has to be composed.
Yeah.
I couldn't compose it, which is quite a difference.
It's quite a difference in the very beginning. With my very first pieces, I always, when it was completed, and I thought this maybe a little piece for piano or song or something, I thought this is quite good. It's complete. It's exactly as it ought to be. Nothing to take away, nothing to add. Then I had the notion that I am not able to make anything like that. It must have been somewhere always. I've always been an instrument to take it down from somewhere, maybe a Platonic word of ideas or something like that. It must have been somewhere. And I've not invented it, but found it. Wasn't it Picasso who said once, an admirer in his atelier said, "Master, how is it possible that you invent all those things?" And Picasso said, "Je n'invente pas, je trouve." I find. I don't invent, I find.
I find, of course. That's wonderful.
There's some truth in there.
Absolutely.
At least that attitude is very good.
And the orchestral piece on this record, Autumn Gardens, it was a little easier for me to enjoy that because I didn't have to play and conduct, I only had to conduct. So one less activity.
Well, you wanted it yourself.
Oh, yes. I liked it so much. I enjoyed conducting it so much. Would you like to say a little bit how you composed this piece, Autumn Gardens?
Maybe I could start with explaining the title of the work, which is a quotation from the libretto of my opera, The House of the Sun. There is a line in that libretto by myself, which goes like a butterfly in a dark autumn garden. And that the motive, the musical motive to which these words are sung, is the theme for the variations in the first movement. Now my ideas, the motives, they behave quite often this way. They don't want to be left. They want to reappear in a new context and maybe mostly to grow and develop into something else. The same was with the piano concerto, and that's the reason why I call it the gift of the dreams, because there the motive, which goes in all the three movements, appears for the first time in a song I wrote to Baudelaire, Poème Le Don de Rêve. That motive was very obstinate and kept repeating in my mind. I wanted to grow and reappear in this concerto. That motive. And the same thing with the Autumn Gardens. Then again, there was a motive to the words like a butterfly in a dark autumn garden, and they are the theme for variations in the first movement. And the texture grows and develops and gets denser. And all the time I had autumn in my mind, really, because of those words from the libretto, but also because I'm born in October myself. I always loved autumn very much. It has a very strong significance for me. And its color with its colors and the feeling of approaching death is very strong. And in spite of all those splendid colors, you feel that the end is not too far. And this creates a wonderful atmosphere, which I try to follow in this writing this music. I think that's why there is atmosphere. T.S. Eliot in England, he has a line which I always admired very much and which was in my mind writing this music from one of the portraits. And there he says, "Late roses filled with early snow." And that's something I've seen in my own garden here. late roses, and sometimes the snow comes already in November, and they can be filled with.
So it's very nice we could talk a little bit like this.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.